everybody, it's Eileen from Now There's a Crafty Idea, and I am back with another video with these lovely big paper clips. I've been trying new different things and getting excited about them, so I've got two projects to show you today. One of them's really simple, really quick. The other one takes a little bit more time, but it's, you know, it just looks so nice and I'm just loving them. I absolutely love these big paper clips. I've had them in my stash for God, at least a year, and I've just been like, well, what can I do with them, what can I make with them? And you know, I finally decided to get serious, and now I can't stop making things, and I went to look for some more and I can't find them, so I'm gonna have to keep my eyes open. So okay, so let's get started. We'll start with this one, which is a really simple quick one. So all I've done, I've got this nice big book page. It's from a big book of, I think it's Alice in Wonderland, I'm not 100% sure. And I'm just going to fold it into three. Now I want to make it so that it's about the right size for the paper clip, so we'll go about there, say just about there, and try and get it as neat as I can. Give that a crease, and then I'm just going to run a bit of glue down. Now I am making this, it's far too big for what I need. These pages are really quite big. I want to make it nice and big, because the bits that I cut off I can use to make tags and things, so I'm not bothered that I'm losing some of it. Right, I'm just going to get my glue book for this bit, because I want to get all the sides. There we go. There we are. Let's get this out of the way and then just fold it down, and that just gives me about the right thickness. You can use card for these. The only problem is it's not as it's a bit too rigid, I think, whereas this paper, it's just the right thickness, so that it's not going to cause a problem when you come to fold it or using it in and out of books, because I think if you're going to be moving it about a lot as well, card will be a little bit too just a little bit too rigid. I'm just going to fold the top over, and that's where I'm going to glue it to the paper clip. So I'm just folded over enough so that when the paper clip's on, it's got like a little lip, because I don't want it to be too I don't want this to be too short, because then it might just lift up and the glue might not hold it. So I want it to have enough. And the good thing about doing this is, even though you've got some text on there, there's plenty of journaling space on the back as well. You could cover the back of this with coffee dyed paper, but I don't think it needs to be covered. I mean, this one you can see, because I used a page that had like a poem on, the whole thing is quite plain, so that's really great journaling space. So right, now I'm going to get the two die cuts out. Let's just turn this over. And I want to see, I want to try and measure everything up so that it's all nicely spaced. So I'm thinking if I cut it about the bottom of there, but what I've done on this one, I used one of my decorative punches, so I want to cut it so that there's plenty of room for it to use the decorative punch. So I'm just going to get my pencil, and I think if I cut it about the top of that line, that'll be perfect. So let's just get the scissors. I'm going to cut it rather than tear it, because I want it to be nice and neat, and I don't want a torn edge on it. Plus I'm going to use it in one of my cutters anyway, so you know, it's better to have a straight edge when you're using these. So first of all, let's just get this pattern on. And I love these, the X cuts. Let me just get the bits out. And I've had these for ages, but you can get loads of these ones. And I think that Martha Stewart's ones are absolutely gorgeous too. But it's hard for me to get them over here in the UK. I don't know if anybody else seems to have that problem, but certainly where I live, there's not many places that sell the Martha Stewart things. Right. Okay. So we've got that done. Now I just want to give this a nice ink. So I'm just using Vintage Photo as well. You could, if you wanted to, you could collage this. I kind of like the text. I don't want to lose too much of the text. It's not a particularly fancy text, I just like it. It's a larger text because it's a children's book. And I don't know, I quite like it, you know. It is a story from, oh, Roald Dahl? No? I'm trying to think. Lewis Carroll. It is a Lewis Carroll story, so I quite like the texts, the prose that he used, and it's quite nice. So, but if you wanted to, you could use anything you wanted, and you could collage it. I might just do that just to give it a bit of definition. And you know, anything you like. It'll look really nice with music paper. Actually, I never thought about trying it with music paper, but there you go. So these are just some die cuts that I had. Now you can get all different shapes of die cut. This is just the one that I had, but I suppose any shape really would work on this. And I've got some nice square ones that you could probably use as well. And you know, if you don't have the die cuts, you could even just tear some shapes out or cut some shapes out, or whatever you wanted to do. So first of all, let's get these inked, because these are just out of plain card. I didn't use anything patterned because I wanted this to have a nice simple look, a nice neutral look. But you could, again, you could use any card you wanted, or again you could use book page or whatever you wanted, I suppose. And I think the good thing about that is that everything you use is going to give it a different look. If you wanted to do, because this I think would look really great in a nice boho style. So if you wanted to use like really bright colours or really boho colours or a boho pattern, that would just, it would give it a whole different look. So I have got some bits of, I've just got some bits of cheesecloth and a couple of butterflies, just because at the minute that's what I had to hand, and I'm into butterflies at the minute. I've just got a whole butterfly thing going on. I got some Timmy Holtz ephemera, and it had the most, well, these are from that, and it's got the most beautiful butterflies in. And even though I've got a whole folio full of butterflies that I've sat and fussy cut myself, I'm still loving these ones. But you know, it's Timmy Holtz. Enough said. Right, let's just get these glued on. I'm just going to move this out the way. Let's just get a little bit of glue. And I don't need to have this fabric really secure, because the point of it is to have that kind of shabby effect behind the butterfly. And I'm using the tacky glue simply because this is a fabric glue, and you know, it's good for card, and these butterflies are actually made of card rather than paper, which my other ones, which are fussy cut, are. So it's better to use the tacky glue because well, the other glue just won't do fabric. So try and get everything nice and straight. There we go. Okay, a few little crumbs on that one. There we go. And this will, this glue will dry clear, so even though you can see it through the back there, it's okay because it will dry clear. So I never worry about it. I used to panic thinking, oh my god, you'll be able to see it. No, it dries clear, so you can't. And we'll just pop that on there. Okay, and now I want to put this onto the actual paper clip. So I'm just using, so I'm leaving that open at the top, because I don't think I showed you that last time I did these paperclip crafts. You need the full length of it, so it's pretty, I mean, you know. Right, let's get plenty of glue on. And I'm just going to wiggle it about just around the top of it where I've just creased it, because I wanted to go around the clip, not just be stuck up on the clip. Get all the little crumbs off. That's off that glue stick. They're really good glue sticks, but boy do you get a lot of crumbs on them. Non-toxic glue stick. Don't even know. Oh, the Walmart. Oh, it's part of the Walmart's thing. Okay, well that makes sense because they come from Asda, and Asda is Walmart. So okay, so we've got that on now, and I've wiggled it about so that it's not as sharp at the top. And now the last thing is just to position these and pop them on. And obviously not putting the glue right to the edges because they're going to poke over the edge, which is exactly what I wanted. And let's just space them out a bit. Try and get them all level. Right. Plenty of glue on there because I want them to stay on. Okay. I think that's about spaced, isn't it? That's about right, yeah. Okay, and that's it. That's that one done. And it's just a really pretty piece of ephemera. And it's got journaling space on the back. And when you put it onto a book, say you're popping it onto your book, and it's going to stick out a little bit. You can have these little decorative edges sticking out of your book. That's so cute. I'm really enjoying these. Now that I'm finding things to do with them, I can't find the blooming paper clips again. Isn't that just typical? But there you go. So that's that one done. Let's just pop this away. So I'll pop this over here to dry. I'm running out of room. And then the second one is this one. Now this one takes a little bit longer, but I just love it. It's a floating pocket. So you can literally paper clip this to any part of your book. And again, when you choose what page you want it on, you've got an instant pocket page. Love it. And it's great because it means that you can move it about, and you can pop the things in the pockets that are general to that page. So I've just made 2 tags to go in it. But I suppose you could make this longer if you wanted it. You know, you could make it the full length of the page. It's up to you. I've just decided to do it this size just because that's the size I was doing it. And I just thought this would be, wouldn't it be great in a traveller's journal as well? So, right, okay, enough talking, let's get on with it. Now, I've done it exactly the same way by making the paper tube, and I'm just going to grab the paper for that. There we go. Right. And then, again, I'm just going to go and do exactly the same as I did for the last one. Just going to make my paper tube. Where's my paper clip? I want to make sure it's about the right size. Bring it over just a touch. There we go. I've got crumbs all over this. That's better. Right. Okay. So let's get our glue out. And I want to make sure this is glued all the way. I mean, the inside bit doesn't matter that much, but I do want to make sure that the edges of the other one are glued. So let's just pop that down, and then let's just get our glue book out. So it's the edges I'm worried about. You know, I want to make sure that they're well adhered, so that it doesn't come undone when we're putting our bits on. And again, you could collage this on the back with coffee dyed paper. I tend to leave it alone and not bother, because for me that's enough journaling space. But if you wanted to, you could. Is that bigger at the top? Have I somehow folded that right? No, it's perfect. Okay, right. Just ignore me. Right, so I'm trying to think now. Hold on while I just get this one. So that's right, yes. So I'm just gonna fold over the top as I did with the other one. And I'm just, again, leaving enough room so that it's got a nice big, it's not going to slip up or come up, and it's got enough room for the glue to really grab onto. And then simply going to put some little markings on. So let's say about there. And then the first pocket is about there. Now, yes, I'm going to need 2 of these tubes, or use the bottom off the last one. So that's cool. So let's see, which one would this be? Yeah, that'll be the bottom one. Right, okay. So it's good to do like a mass making of these, because then you've got all the little bits that that you would normally just pop in a pile and wait to do something with, you're going to use up anyway. So that's good. And again, I'm going to do a decorative punch along the bottom, which is a bit more complicated. So, oh, actually that one's not quite the right. Will it go that way? Yes, it will. It doesn't really matter because it's going to get collaged. So let's cut that down. I can always trim that up a bit more. And that'll be okay. We just need it to come down just a little bit. About there. About there. Right. But see how you're getting to use up all your little bits that you would normally have just popped in a pile for later. Right, so we've got the basic body. Now we need to do some collage. So I'm using my antique papery collage kits, and let's see, let's have a look at this one. Oh, I like that one. And let's have some roses. I like mixing and matching them. Oh, I like that one. It's got a little bit of music on. We'll use that one. Okay. Right. Let's just get started. Take that music off. And that can just go there. Plus this is great because you get to do collage, and I mean, any excuse, right? If you're anything like me, you love collage. And I mean, you could use a specific paper if you didn't want to collage it. Like I said, this would look really nice in lots of different styles, so that's good. I might just do the whole bottom in that. There's my rule. I'm trying to be a bit more organised because I'm well aware that I'm a bit of a disaster zone when it comes to organisation. But I'm getting there. I am not tidying up the craft room again though. And when I say tidying up, I mean I'm not organising it again, because yeah, I'm still trying to find everything that I organised last time. Yeah, it's all disappeared on me. Kind of like that bit there. So if I do that kind of there, just take down the side a little bit more. And we'll take that bottom off. There we go. But yeah, I'm really trying to be organised when I'm crafting. Because my table's normally like a disaster zone and you can't find anything, but I'm now organising things. I'll tell you how it goes. Because you know where I'm like from. I like chaos. I'm finding it a bit alien knowing where everything is. But that's just me. Right, that's the back done. Okay. I mean, I know we didn't need to collage that bottom bit. It's just, you know, I did. Right. Now, okay, so let's use a little bit more of this. I might just stick that whole thing on and then trim the sides, because it's such a pretty piece. So the wind's dropped and we've now got rain. So yeah, it's going well. This is why you should never complain about the weather, because the weather listens and thinks, oh right, you're complaining, are you? I'll give you something to complain about. So it's been raining for about 3 days now. Everything is soaking. My lawn, oh my god. My garden is, I would say, it's about 2/3 grass, and because you can't cut it when it's wet because it just drags all the grass out. So I haven't been able to cut it now. This is like going on, what, 3 days. I like that piece. I might just do that whole thing in that piece. Okay, let's do that. Let's just glue the card onto that. So yeah, it's a nightmare at the minute, the grass. The dog's got about 7 toys and can't find any of them. It's just absolutely took off with all the rain. And I've just been watching the poor birds. The magpies have just been sitting on the fence looking like drowned rats, poor things. they look done, you know when someone just looks done, just the look on the face is like, yeah, I'm over this now. Can we please have some sunshine? Bless them. Right, there we go, that's them 3 done. And I'm just gonna get me little hole punch and put a little, I've been calling them divots, I'm gonna call them divots, I don't know, you know what I mean. So we want one in that one and one in this one. Oh, but the kestrel's gone. I says, didn't I? I says it would find its way back into the countryside once it realised that it wasn't worth the fight. We haven't seen it now for nearly a week, so I think it got wise. It must have been a young'un, because you know you never see an older kestrel coming into a suburban area, not when there's so much food for them out in the countryside. But yeah, it was cute. It's sad to see it go, but it's nice for the other birds, because now we're not getting all the squawking and the fighting and the, oh, it was like the Battle of Britain out there one day. Honestly, it was unbelievable. The magpies were chasing the kestrel. The kestrel was chasing the pigeons. The pigeons were having a go at the magpies. It was, honestly, it was like the Battle of Britain. I thought, geez, any minute now, any minute now, there's going to be one of them little planes coming over, throwing bombs at everyone. Right, now that I've got it done, what I'm going to do is, because I want to use my decorative punch on the bottom. So what I did last time, knowing that I'm not going to get through all of the layers, I just use it to give me a general guide. Because I know it won't... Oh, I'm telling a lie. It's done it. It's cut through. Woohoo! I probably just wrecked it, but you know, what the hell. Yeah, no, it's not even going to go in, is it? There we are. I've got it. Okay. So obviously you've got 3 layers, and I do want it all to match up, because otherwise it's pointless doing it. So let's just get this lined up. If it's going to go through all 3, that's great. That's if I can keep it lined up. You know what? There we go. Right, that's better. Ah, see, now it won't go through all of them again. But that's given me a guide so that I can do them all. So now then, let's line this one up. If I can get it lined up without knocking it. There we go. Just need to come out again. And then we'll do this last bit. Right, same with these. Get it lined up. I do love the effect of these lovely decorative punches. That one's just gone a little bit skewy, but that's okay, as long as it's generally in the right area. See, it's yeah, it's lined up, that's fine. Okay, last bit. I mean, there might be a longer punch that you can get a hold of that makes this really easy. I don't know, but I kind of like the way it's done. Or you could just cut your bottom pocket that little bit longer, and then you're only punching one surface, so that would like sit below, and then you would have, it would be a bit like that, so that you're only punching through one layer of stuff. But I kind of like the way that that's worked. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty much lined up. There's a few bits that haven't cut through. Yeah, that'll do. Right, now the next thing is to stick it onto, oh no, the next thing is to sew it. So I'm just going to pull the sewing machine over. There we go. And I'm sorry that I can't show you, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way around. I'm not going to go across there, I'm just going to go across there. I hope that's clear enough for you, clear as mud. Right, let me just line everything up properly. Again, this is where you need to get everything right as much as possible. Right, okay, I think we've got it. Right, now, loud sewing noise. There we go, and I've caught up all my threads. There we go, right. Right, so we've sewn around it. Oh, it's so precious. You could sew across the top if you wanted. I'm not that bothered, to be honest with you. I quite like it so that it's just defined with the ink. And now the last thing to do is just to pop this. And again, I'm just going to roll it, just because I'll show you what I mean. When you fold something, you get that nice crisp edge, yeah? If you leave that sitting on your paper clip, it's just going to bunch up so that your paper clip doesn't come forward, you see? So if you roll it, it kind of softens that bend, and then your paper clip sits properly. I hope that was clear. I hope it was clear. Did you understand what I was saying? Good, because I didn't. There we go. Right. Okay. Give it a nice squidge down. Just hold it for a second because I want to make sure that's well and truly stuck. And that's it. And then obviously you can make tags to go in it. I've got a spare one. Where are you? This one might be a little bit too tall. What is wrong with you? There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit too tall, but you get the idea. You can just pop them in. And there we go. So let's put something on the front just to, it needs a bit of a decoration. I do like this, so I don't want to do too much, because on this one I did like a little cluster. I don't think I want to do too much on this one, so maybe just a nice butterfly might be enough. Let's see the colours we've got. Let's see. Tell you what I've got. I've got the little stamps in here as well. I'm looking for the right colours. If not a butterfly, maybe a flower. Let's just get some of this ephemera out so I can see what I'm looking at. These bags are really great, the Tim Holtz ones. There's just so much lovely stuff in here. Aha, you're all hiding, aren't you? Right. That's a nice one, I like that one. Nope, wrong colour. Let's see what else there is. It's all hiding underneath the lip. What about you? Too dark, not the right colour. It might be a good idea to use a flower if I can find any of the flowers. Too tall. What's this one? Let's have a look at this one. Too big. This is the problem, isn't it, when you're trying to decorate things. I quite like that one. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. And maybe just a little stamp. I'm just going to have a look through these to see if there's any other little bits that I might want to use. But the problem is I need to sort this out and put it into my folders so that I can see what I've got, because it's all just stuck in this bag and I can't really see. I like that. That'll do. That's the one. Right, let's put the rest of this away. There we go. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's I know I wasn't going to do a cluster, but hey ho, that's the way it worked out. Let's just get some inking on this just to give it a bit more definition. Doesn't need a lot. I'm just using the residual ink that's already on here, because like I says, it doesn't need a lot. Right, now again, this is all card, so I'm going to use the tacky glue. Okay, I think it was about there, wasn't it? And then we'll get the flower on. I was looking for some Tim Holtz fabric, but I can't find any nice fabric. I mean, I didn't mean that the way it sounded. I can find loads of nice fabric, but none that's you can't. It's like trying to get it in the UK is like trying to get gold dust, and the postage from America just makes it a little bit difficult because you've got to try and weigh up the costs. Right, let's put you there, just above the stitching, so I can see that stitching. There we go. I love it. I'm loving that. And then we can pop our little tag in, even though that's not the tag we're going to finish with it. I like that. And again, you can put any kind of ephemera in there, you know, it doesn't have to be tags. I'm not even going to make any more tags to go with it, because you could use anything really. I mean, there was stuff out of this that you could pop in and it's going to look really cute. Let's see. What have we got? See, if we took that out, you could have that in the bottom one and then that there like that, and it just looks great. It's just, actually I'm going to leave them in there. Let's give them an ink. Let's give them an ink. Right, I do need the ink out this time. So they're really versatile, and like it says, depending on what page you want to move them to in your journal, you can change what you've got in them and make it like specific to that page that you've got them on. You could even use them to put little photographs in. Oh, wouldn't they be cute with little photographs in and like little people smiling out from the top of them? Oh man, I want to do that now. I want to go and get loads of old photographs. So there you go. So that's that one done as well. So we have made 2 more projects with our extra large paper clips. I'm trying to find the one that we pop her over there to dry. Let's get it. Oh, nearly got it. Hold on, it's stuck. There we go. Got it. And there we go. So I'm really pleased with the way they've turned out. And again, just keep keep playing with them, and you can find lots of different things to do with these lovely paper clips. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you give them a go, and stay safe, stay healthy, and happy crafting. Bye.